I think baby Annmarie, if she heard you say that out of context, would just be like, "You are terrible. I don't want to become you."
I know.
Hello and welcome to Cassette Take, where you can eject wherever you want, but please don't forget to rewind. I'm Ethan.
I'm Annmarie.
And Annmarie, what did we just see during the course of these last couple of days?
Oh, so many trailers. It's trailer week, everyone. The Super Bowl is on Sunday. We're getting trailers. And two of my most anticipated movies are coming out, and we got trailers.
Yes, so definitely your most anticipated one is Final Destination 5, right?
Yes, 100%. No.
Although that trailer did drop this week, but we aren't really the biggest Final Destination aficionados on the market here.
Please don't hurt us. That would be Steven. I feel like Steven is.
Yeah, we need to get him back on here at some point. But anyway, what we are going to be talking about today is Annmarie.
Fantastic Four and Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yes, so Fantastic Four First Steps did come out first with its little teaser and its little build-up, its countdown to the teaser, which threw me off quite a bit.
Marvel, really? You really made me get up at 7 a.m. I already was up. And then you make me wait another hour. And then you had this weird host. And I was like, girl, you're not a Fantastic Four fan. Maybe she is. I don't know. Maybe she just wasn't prepared. And then the trailer came, so.
Hi there, they have like a producer in their ear just saying, hey, slow down so it syncs up with the clock or something like that. I don't know.
They're like, ask them about this. And Pedro's like, didn't you already ask me this question?
I was getting up early, my wonderful day job. And then it's just kind of like, I was expecting the trailer to already be released because it was 6 a.m. And I think it was supposed to come out at 6 a.m. Central Time, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm getting up. I'm like, oh boy, Fantastic Four. First steps out of bed. And so I went to YouTube and it's like, what do you mean it's an hour from now suddenly? Well, what do you mean?
You know what's funny? I was on the train and I saw that it was an hour. I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I came back at 6:55. And then when it hit 7, the clock actually resetted to an hour. I was like, are you kidding me? I have to wait another hour. And then it happened. So there must have been a little bit of glitch. But I was like, you're going to make me wait another hour for this thing. I couldn't believe it.
And Lord knows we can't have you wait on Fantastic Four any longer.
I was like gripping my seat. I was ready for this. We all had the Superman trailer. Everyone had their fun, but I was waiting for my favorite trailer.
And lo and behold, Annmarie, you as a Fantastic Four aficionado, did it deliver?
I love it. I can't believe we're getting this. If you don't know, I grew up reading the Fantastic Four and X-Men comics. So those two properties mean so much to me. And listen, little Annmarie had to go through a lot for a Fantastic Four film. I had to go through the Tim Story Fantastic Four. I had to go through the Josh Trank Fan Four Stick. And here we are. Marvel finally is delivering us Fantastic Four. And this is so comic accurate. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, right. The thing I was most curious about was what would the thing look like? Mm-hmm. And, because I knew they were doing the whole mocap situation and all that. And a lot of people really are attached to Michael Chiklis's, physical, practical suit, which, is also really cool. But here with the mocap, while I'm sure they're still working on, the polishing it a bit, it looks really comic accurate.
Oh my goodness. I love that my favorite Fantastic Four ones are the Future Foundation, which we'll get into it. But that thing has a one eyebrow. Yes. And like the one eyebrow, I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah, like the unibrow situation where like it kind of overhangs,
And I love how when he was, first off, that cookie scene was so funny and such a shout out to the bear, so funny. But even the little details of like when he licked his finger, you heard the little rock noises. And then when he clapped.
Yeah. Shout out to the sound designer and sound mixer there. Like that's That's a great, great sound. Like, because I mean, it wasn't just like a typical, rock. It was, I don't know, it just sounded like happy rocks.
Yes. Little pebbles. It so reminded me of The Incredibles. Again, you all know how much I love The Incredibles, and The Incredibles is such a Fantastic Four ripoff, but I still love it. It's amazing. But even just like the vibe of it, of being in the 50s, 60s, was just so much fun, in my opinion, and it's so different from any other Marvel film that we've seen before, and I'm just so pumped for this world.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, a hint of what we probably might have seen in line with this before would be probably the WandaVision stuff where it harkens back to like an older vintage style, maybe even to an extent the transition period between Captain America First Avenger to Winter Soldier with those two different eras. But yeah, here it looks very fresh, but like in a weird vintagey way, which is ironic within itself. But I'm here for it. I think Pedro Pascal is going to deliver on being a great blend of a charismatic asshole, like as
Yes.
Reed Richards should be, and Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. Just through her like cadence in that teaser alone, it just kind of really shows how integral to the group she really is. Like not just oh, look at her, she's still pretty and can turn invisible, so we'll do like a naked joke or something, you know. Not calling anyone out, but but yeah, it's just everyone, this whole cast here is just they didn't like really hesitate on any of this. They really put together a great cast here. And I will say the same thing when we get to the Jurassic World Rebirth thing with that. But both of these movies, according to what we've seen to this recent marketing, have demonstrated that they're using this cast to just about its full force.
Yeah, and that was something I was a little bit concerned about when we had Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal. On their own, absolutely love them both. I think they're both incredible actors. When they both got cast, I really didn't see the chemistry between Pedro and Vanessa. And so in this trailer, it got me. I was like, oh, they are in love, and they are what the comic books are. And I just absolutely adore it. I don't know if you remember, I put out a reel on my own YouTube page about Vanessa Kirby has to be the main character. And I want to say this trailer convinced me that like she is the main character.
That you called it.
Yeah, I called it. And I understand, like, don't get me wrong, I understand Fantastic Four is an ensemble, but with every ensemble, there's always a main character. And I think Sue Storm, from what I got from this teaser, I felt the main character energy. And so I don't know, who knows if that's going to be true, but she looks, the powers are just so cool.
Yeah, I mean, of course, again, with any teaser, I'm sure, like I mentioned before, it's still being polished, and I know there's excuse me, intense water drinking.
Oh, no.
But no, like that there's all this stuff that you see, and a lot of people are already saying, "Oh, this CGI is like so bad, like on the thing." And it's like it's so weird. Why they should have stuck with practical.
Oh my
And it's
God.
just like, guys, this is like Superman all over again from the other week,
Yeah.
where they get the one shot and like that defines the whole movie is poopy. And it's like, no, they're still working on it. It's a teaser. It's a teaser because they want to show you, like, hey, here's a little taste of what's to come. It won't look exactly like this. You're not going to get just a 30-second movie. Like, you're going to be getting a full, polished hour and a half or 2 hours of content here.
Have we not learned from the live action Aladdin and Sonic, like what you see in a teaser or a trailer isn't the final product?
Yes.
Like we haven't learned that yet, but even if we're gonna say, hey, the CGI isn't there yet, oh my goodness, the Human Torch effects, amazing. I thought that was incredible. And Sue Storm, that power manipulation, like in the comic book, Sue Storm, she doesn't just turn invisible. She bends light, and that's how her force fields are made. So even having that rainbow effect, I thought was so It's so different from what we've seen before, instead of the blue force field. It's
Yeah,
actually manipulating light.
where it's kind of like where other stuff would typically be, oh, purple bubble.
Yes.
Or and not just, saying that's like from Incredibles. I've seen so many other, superhero or, human situation where they've used purple force fields or what have you. But like here, it really feels like, the bending of light, like you were saying.
Yeah. And even the Thing, I was like, he looks great. Like, I'm so excited. I will say, I can't believe they showed us Galactus. Like, we're getting Galactus? What is happening? He's not a storm cloud?
Yeah, no, I mean Galactus, he's got some munchies going on.
He's ready.
I would love I know like in the comics, like in the original Secret Wars, like the 19 whatever it was.
Yeah.
What, 80 something?
Yeah,
Hot?
80s.
Yeah, so like he eats planets by more so absorbing them.
Mhm.
I kind of like more so the idea of him like literally taking giant bites out of Earth or like a different planet or something like that. That would be insane and awesome. And with the budgets of, that Marvel movies are given, to see something like that on the big screen, hell yeah.
Like, eat it like an apple, just...
Yeah, I mean, he's not that big where he could do that, but just like the fact that he's like this big entity that is like godlike of sorts, and just, but he's not big enough to like eat it in one gulp. Like he has to take his time and like munch on it. Like imagine your 3.75-inch tall Star Wars action figure, right? And you bring it up to say like a little gala apple, and you just kind of have put up to it's like, oh, I'm pretending it's this little guy is eating this whole apple, and he has to take little munchies on it. So I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm just so excited. Galactus is such a cool villain, and we're getting him?
Yeah.
Like, this July is gonna be so packed.
Yeah, and well, no matter how many munchies we're going to get on this planet Earth in the Fantastic Four, I'm excited for it either way. It's just a movie that I don't really have any attachments to, but just the vibe of like a futuristic 1960s kind of world they're bringing into that we've only seen in like pictures and old propaganda of sorts, ideal versions of what the past thought the future could be. The fact that it's really leaning into that kind of style, and it seems like it's going to be a decent part of the movie. I'm excited to see something like that, whether it be superhero involved or not.
Yeah, I just can't believe this is happening. I can't believe we're getting a Superman and a Fantastic Four film. Like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, but speaking of that holy trilogy that's coming out, around the same month, Jurassic World Rebirth
Yes.
has dropped not only a teaser, dropped a couple teasers, but those teasers were to lead up to the full trailer that we got as of this morning.
Yeah, we're both huge fans of Jurassic Park. And
Yes.
we went to go see Jurassic World Dominion together. And unfortunately, we're very disappointed in it. We don't like bugs, basically. But if you don't remember, a couple episodes ago, we named our top 5. And this Jurassic World Rebirth was just slipped out of my top 5. And I kind of regret that, because this trailer did a couple things for me. I like the tonal shift. It's not, oh, we're going to go back into the park and all that. It's a very different movie from what I've seen in the trailer. And
But they do go back to the park and all that.
I mean, like, the park isn't, like, real and alive and a real thing. It's...
Oh, you mean like reestablishing the park?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They don't reestablish the park in this. It's done. It's over with. They're going back for a new adventure, basically. And I kind of like that. It felt like where the first couple of Jurassic Parks felt like thrillers to me, this feels like more action-y, which franchises need to grow. They need to evolve. I'm okay with that. I also think it was cool that we are getting like a whole new cast. I really like Scarlett Johansson. She has said she's a huge fan of Jurassic Park, so being in this is absolutely amazing for her. So I like that part of it too. And I think Garrett Edwards is so good at scale. Like, this was such a pretty trailer too.
Yeah, and this whole cast, like Mahershala Ali that's in it, just Josh O'Connor I think is in it, or am I thinking
No, Jonathan Bailey.
Jonathan Bailey? I don't know why he kind of looked like Josh O'Connor for half a second of the trailer, so maybe association.
No.
But yeah, no, it really did have a different vibe, down even to the color correction of it. Like, it just felt different from the atmosphere of previous Jurassic Park and World movies. And like you were saying, I like the idea too of the park is gone. Like, it's just this whole disheveled ancient piece of civilization that once was. And but yeah, you still got these creatures still going around. I am not the biggest fan of still sticking with these dino hybrid situations.
Yeah.
I'm more of a fan of dinosaurs are already cool. Just tell a good story around them and make them seem epic. And instead, they just thought they needed to make something. It just feels too fictitious. And one of the best things about Jurassic Park was the fact that it felt like, while of course this is fiction, this has some sort of fake pseudoscience around it that feels like it could happen, and dinosaurs have existed. So, and there's like that science behind it where it's not just simply getting DNA from dinosaurs, it's like getting DNA from, and blending it from animals that exist today that were related. Like, there's all that great science behind it, both valid and pseudo. And it just felt more, pun intended here, natural for this movie to be like, oh yeah, we could go back to that, harken back to that. Maybe there's like a dinosaur egg, that you could have done here, like that was an original dinosaur, and maybe there were more of them. And because you're going back to the same island anyway, you could do that. And if you wanted to, you could keep maybe like one hybrid, but just don't make it about those being the only dinosaurs available on the market. It just takes away so much from what I think made Jurassic Park special.
Yeah, and where the hybrid dinosaurs come in for me, it made me feel like this movie was like Kong Skull Island, because in that movie they had some hybrid animals in there. I agree. Dinosaurs are already cool, man. You don't need to make them more cool. Like, and who knows? Maybe it'll work, but I agree with you. That one, the Brontosaurus with the long, like, kind of raptor tail. I was like, what? You don't need that. Like, Brontosauruses are already cool enough.
Yeah, and it's like, don't get us wrong here. Those hybrids, like, on their own, cool, like, awesome. I'm not gonna ever say, yo, dinosaur's stupid because it's blended with another. No, it's cool, but as like a Jurassic Park thing, it just I just think it takes away so much from what made it special. But going back to the content and quality of the movie that we kind of had a little taste of here in the trailer. Annmarie, we were just talking about this before we started recording here. We were talking about like the dialogue that we were seeing and how at first it seemed pretty solid and, like, oh yeah, this is what you would see in a trailer, but it's also well written. Then we get like towards the latter half of it, and then it just feels like it falls into this, like cheesy action movie kind of dialogue that we've all heard before. Where a prime example of it is at the very end where they're all on the ship and they're being surrounded by all these, water, these swimming dinosaurs. And obviously something bad is going to happen. And Scarlett Johansson's character is just kind of like, what's going on? And then some guy lists all the bad stuff, that's going on at that very moment. And she's like, none of which you said sounded good or was good. And I'm just like, yeah, yes. Do you have to say that out loud? Like,
I feel like that's the Marvel talk coming in, which, I love me some Marvel, but that just seems very Marvel talk in a way where they gotta be quippy and all that. I really hope this movie doesn't do that, because I feel like It's unfortunate because the Jurassic Park franchise has been tainted by its sequels. I don't think any of them have lived up to the first one. And the first one, I feel like they have that quip, but not as much. And so I hope that's not something too much in the movie. And if it is, I hope it works. Like, there is some jokes that have landed for me and some jokes that I'm like, that's so dumb. Like, no, duh, there's dinosaurs that are gonna eat you. Like, get over it. Go do something.
Yeah, and I will say, like, in the original Jurassic Park, some line, the classic lines we remember, like "clever girl," like there's cheesy lines,
Yeah.
but they were like unique cheesy lines, and they were special, not just because we're looking at it in retrospect, but just clever girl. Like, have you heard that anywhere else, like in that context, other than it being parodied? So I hope if it does go the cheesy line route here and there, that leans more into like a hint of uniqueness to it, that would make it special. But just based on that last one, it felt like you said, that little Marvel-esque cliche of, oh, I'm in trouble, so I got to deal with it by
Quipping.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we do have two Marvel actors in there, Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala. Oh, I'm kidding. Sorry, Blade. Sorry, we have to make one Blade joke. Oh, man. But no, I agree. But I do love this cast. I'm very excited for them. I think all of them are all-stars, and Gareth Edwards, I think he can do scale. So I'm excited. This one's the first one in July, too. I think it goes this, Superman, and then Fantastic Four.
I think so, yeah.
It's gonna be packed. How about we do this? What was your favorite trailer for this July action pack? We need a Barbenheimer situation with this. Like, how do we combine Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman, and Fantastic Four all together?
Let's see. And wait, hang on. We gotta do it in the order.
No, you don't have to do it in the order. Oh, okay. Fine. Then do whatever you want.
No, wait. So you said what? It's Jurassic,
World Rebirth,
then
Superman.
Okay.
And then Fantastic Four is next.
Jurassic Man 4.
Perfect. I love
Yes.
it. But which one out of all three had the best trailer or teaser?
Fantastic Jurassic Man. That sounds like a 1950s like poster of something like you see in the circus, or just like introducing Fantastic Jurassic Man, the man that's half dinosaur, half human. Where would you see this anywhere else? Get our 5-cent peanuts and find out. I'm a tired man. What was your question?
Which one of the three had the best trailer?
Okay, which one of the three had the best trailer? I would say that, for the Superman one, are we talking about the first trailer?
The first trailer.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Probably that one.
Okay.
Yeah, if we're not talking about the one where he's just like doing a quick spin, it was like a little teaser,
No.
more like a 15-second spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Superman, hands down. If you were to ask me between these two recent ones, I'd say the Fantastic Four teaser.
Okay.
Mainly because with the Jurassic World Rebirth, that last bit of dialogue at the end, again, it's a very minute thing in the grand scheme of things, and I'm sure it doesn't represent the entire movie, but it just kind of killed the vibe that I was getting, and I was really excited, and just watching that trailer was very enjoyable for me until that latter quarter of it, so
Yeah.
definitely would put that over that. But Annmarie, how about you?
It's so hard to take my biases out of it, because again, I love Fantastic Four. I grew up reading it, but realistically, I do have to give it to Superman as well. I think it goes Superman, Fantastic Four, and then Jurassic World Rebirth. I wish I could put Jurassic World Rebirth above, but I feel like I've been duped too many times with Jurassic World, so I don't know, but Superman had an amazing trailer, so.
I think baby Annmarie, if she heard you say that out of context, would just be like, you are terrible. I don't want to become you.
I know.
Just because of that, not all of your other accomplishments in life, just simply because of that, I do not want to become Mike Cooper's.
Sorry, Annmarie, listen.
No, but hey guys, whether it be, oh wait, hang on, I'm sorry. Before we let y'all go here and ask y'all your takes on what we were here talking about, Annmarie,
Yeah?
we got like a special football thing going on this coming weekend. Right?
Oh,
I think you heard it's like the super plate or something like that.
yes. We don't want to get copyrighted by singing the real name. The big game.
Oh, the big swell game.
Well, this is what happens normally. A bunch of trailers come out so they can get a special spot at the big game. But there was a time before that trailers or teasers came out during the big game and then the trailers dropped online. And I have a theory, Ethan. And I don't know if this is going to happen because I have no proof. Like, zero proof at all. Who knows? But I think, besides getting a teaser again for Superman, Fantastic Four, and Jurassic World Rebirth, I think we might get something for Avatar 3.
Avatar 3?
Yes, Fire and Ash. I think we might get something little. Again, the movie's coming out December, so it is really far away. So it might not happen. And maybe this is me wishful thinking, but wouldn't it be kind of cool if something dropped for Avatar 3?
I think it would. I mean, we've already seen, little pieces of art here and there, and just like, didn't they release stills, I think?
Yes.
So if they're that far along, this does seem like a movie that would drop, like, say, a 15-30 second teaser at most and let it sit and ferment in, like, audiences' minds and get them excited and imagine, like, oh, what could this be? And, like, what does this mean for the rest of the movie? What are we going to see? And talk about it before they release the full trailer, probably a few more months down the road. So I would say, yeah, there's a pretty good shot at, us seeing a Fire and Ash a Fire and Ash Avatar 3 situation.
You never know. I looked into it for Avatar 2 because Avatar 2, the first trailer came out in April. So a little bit farther along than this one, but I don't know. I think it'd be cool if we get something for Fire and Ash. I do think we're going to get something for Daredevil too because Daredevil is like the next month. So we'll see, but we know we're going to get a lot of TV spots during it. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of them have already been confirmed, and you can always go on, like, the reliable sites to find out, like, what commercial trailers are already confirmed. I feel like with the Super Bowl, one of the best parts about it was, like, the anticipation of what's going to come. And, like, we still kind of have that, but, my gosh, it's not nearly as close as it used to be, because now it's, like, everyone's got to know, hey, what's coming out? Like, here, we're getting this teaser, this teaser, this teaser. This one's confirmed. I don't know. I like the anticipation and not knowing.
yeah, I miss it too. I thought it was so much fun when we used to have that.
Which is weird for you because you're usually like, I need it now.
I am, but I just remember like running when someone's like, "There's a trailer." I'm like, "Wait, I need to see this."
Yeah, that was always fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, what do you all think? Whether it be about the Fantastic Four teaser, the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer, or the prediction of Avatar 3 Fire and Ash having a little teaser come out during the Super Bowl. Whatever you're thinking, let us know your takes on our tapes in those comments down below. And with that, Annmarie, are we about wrapping this one up?
Let's wrap it up.
All right, before we do, though, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I've been a jinx this whole year. I cheered on my Bears, they lost. I cheered on my Vikings, they lost. I cheered on the Lions, they lost. I cheered on the Bills, the Commanders. I am a jinx at this point. So you know what? I'm going to cheer on the Chiefs. That's 3 Pete's.
Wow, what a coincidence, because I'm rooting for the refs. Oh, go Saquon Barkley. But anyway, guys, heck yeah, let us know who you have winning the Super Bowl too. But with that, Annmarie, I think that's about it here. And guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Cassette Take. We love y'all. We've been growing a little bit here and there recently, so we love y'all sticking with us, joining us on these wonderful deep dives into entertainment. And yeah, let us know your takes on our tapes in the comments down below. And we just hope you haven't ejected thus far into the podcast. But whether you have or haven't, please, my gosh, in the name of all that is holy, do not forget to remind, we know who you are.
Oh no.